Okay, so these videos are gonna be a little bit long because I don't have editing skills, so we're just gonna walk through each one together. So first things first, I'd pull your hair back off your face because once you're gluing these up, you're gonna kind of be gluing them up onto your forehead a little bit, so just make sure everything's nice and clean and out of your way. And I would start by putting your gloves on. And then the first thing we're gonna do is rip open our alcohol pads and clean off each brow. I also would have like a trash can next to you just to keep your working area clean, and after you use something, you can just throw it right away. Okay. All right. So once you have your eyebrows cleaned off, you're gonna start with gluing them up. So you're gonna use the tube of glue I gave you guys. That's the one in the box that's like white and blue. So you're gonna, in one hand, have this. So let's unscrew this. Just have it ready. And then you're also gonna have a mascara wand. You wanna go slow with this, go section by section. You don't wanna use too much glue. If you use like a wad of glue, the chemicals aren't gonna be able to penetrate through the glue. So you wanna use as minimal as possible. For people who do have thicker, fuller eyebrows, you are gonna need a little bit more. And then just like take your time going through it. You wanna make sure the eyebrows are laying on your skin like super nice, and like you want to make sure like they're not all mangled together. So we're gonna go section by section here. So you'll stick it in, kind of dab off a little bit of the glue, and then you're gonna start by just kind of like wiping it on near the base of the hairs. So I just did that front little section. I stick it back in my tube, grab my spoolie, and you're with the spoolie, and you wanna do this pretty quickly before the glue dries. You're gonna brush up, take your finger, follow the brush, and press your skin. So see how like my eyes are kind of being pulled upward? Because I'm pulling my hairs up and pressing as I go up with the mascara wand. So the mascara wand is gonna push them. It is gonna basically comb them out and put them in a nice position, and your finger is gonna be pressing and pulling. So then I'll move on to the next section. Just a little bit of glue. You can always add more. You guys are gonna look ridiculous. Don't be scared. They're not gonna end up like this. So from the beginning to the middle, it is totally fine to go straight up with them. Once you get to about where I'm at to your tail, you wanna start, okay, so like from here to here, you wanna start kind of curving them on an angle. And then once you get to your tail, you wanna go straight out like this, like kind of towards your ear. If you went straight up with every single one of them, you would end up having hairs that kind of want to like stick straight out, like stubborn hairs. So this is the part where we're gonna kind of go on an angle. And if you have gaps in there, it's no big deal. You just wanna make sure the hairs in that certain section are going the direction that they need to be going. Okay, and like last little bit here, I don't have a lot of hairs on my tail, so I don't need a whole lot. Okay. You might have like some of these like little chunks like that. That's just like makeup mixed with glue. So we'll move on to the next eyebrow. Remember, just go section by section, a little bit of glue in the front. You wanna be, like I said, pretty quick about this so the glue doesn't dry. Okay, sorry, next next section. And you can always keep brushing and kind of going over with your finger like that until you have them like brushed into the exact position you want them to be in. Sometimes especially if you have thicker eyebrows, it's not always easy just doing that one push. Sometimes you gotta kind of keep combing and pushing. Okay, remember in the arch area, we're not going straight up. We're kind of going out like a little bit above our temple. All right. And then the tail here. And then the tail will go straight out like this. Okay, I look crazy. All right, so this mascara wand is full of glue. So at this point, you can just throw that one away. Screw on your top. You're not gonna need this again. So you can set this to the side. Okay, so the next step, so that was the hard part. The hard part's done. Next step is we're gonna put number 1 on our eyebrows. So somewhere at the top, there's like a little tear in it. You just rip that off. And if you want, you can take a little shot glass, squeeze it out into a shot glass. You can put it on a paper plate if that'll help you a little bit. Or if you feel coordinated enough, you can just squeeze it right from the packet and use one of your lip gloss wands to kind of scoop it off and put it on as you go. So I'm just gonna squeeze it out a little bit at a time, kind of let it roll out and grab it with this. So I've got a little bit on there and I'm going to put it all over my eyebrows. This one, you'll notice, will smell a little bit funky. That means you're using the right one. If you notice that some of your eyebrow hairs move in the process of doing this, just kind of use the wetness of the chemical to kind of push them in the place you want. So make sure it's fully saturated, and then you'll move on to the next one. Be really, really careful around your eyes with these. Take your time and just do little by little so that you don't dump a glob into your eyes or on your clothes or anything. It's okay if you get it all over. We're gonna wipe this off. So because I opened the packet, I like to just use all of it. So I just really like go back and make sure I can see it all over everything. Okay, you're done with this one and packet number 1. So you can set that aside, throw it away, whatever you need to do so it's out of your way and you don't end up accidentally using it again. So at this point, you wanna move pretty quick. Put your saran wrap on. So I take a piece like this, fold it in half, so it's kind of double, and stick it right on your eyebrows. And you wanna be gentle when you do this, that you don't move your eyebrows around too much. Once you have it stuck on there, you kind of wanna like use your finger over top the saran just to make sure all your hairs, and I'm doing this really gentle, I'm not pushing super hard. You just wanna make sure all your hairs are kind of stuck to the saran wrap. Okay, so at this point, this is when you start your timer. You're gonna wanna start it 8 to 9 minutes if you have fine hair, 10 to 11 minutes if you have medium, 12 to 13 if you have coarse. Like I said, no matter what, you're gonna be okay. The max amount of time is 15 minutes anyway. So I'm gonna pause this video and then remember, as soon as your timer goes off, you wanna take one of your paper towels and wipe it off. When you wipe it off, you're gonna wipe straight upward or on an angle or outward to get it off, okay? You don't wanna be super aggressive, you just wanna get the excess of it off. So once we start our next video, I'll be wiping mine off so you can see, and we'll be putting the second chemical on and same process. We'll be doing the same timer. Okay, so stopping this one, and I'll see you in a sec.